Hey, hello everyone. Welcome back to Master Made. Thanks for checking out my channel and my video. Tonight I'm going to make a couple metal prints and they turned out really good. So if you're interested in how I do that, stick around and I'll show you how it's done. Tonight I'm going to do an aluminum picture. I've been learning how to do those by watching a guy on YouTube. His channel is called The Print Shed, and really cool stuff he's made. And I'm trying to kind of duplicate his work and make some prints myself. I made a couple practice ones. They turned out really good. So tonight I'm going to do another one of a picture that's kind of near and dear to me, and I'll tell you a little bit about that here in a second. As you can see, I'm still on my knee cart. I've been on this thing since December. If you've been following my story, you know that I had a below the knee amputation in April, and getting closer, but still waiting on getting a leg for that. So for this, I'm going to actually sit on my knee cart, and we'll make this thing happen. So the picture I have is of this group that I belonged to back in my days working as a paramedic in the city where I live. And there's a little bit of a story behind it. So in July of 2001, I came to one of my supervisors, managers, and said, hey, we need to create a team in case there's a mass casualty disaster, a terrorist attack, in case something would happen, that we have a team that can be activated to respond. And I wanted to call it, I was going to call it the disaster response team. And he was like, oh, you know, nothing like that's going to happen here, and kind of blew it off, and that's all right. I mean, it was a what-if scenario, and we always, you know, as a paramedic, I've sat around my whole life thinking up what disasters could happen. And when it comes down to it, though, rarely does something like that ever happen. A terrorist attack in Fort Wayne, Indiana. I mean, come on. You know, is that really going to happen? Well, that was July of 2001. And a couple months later, this situation that we all know as 9/11 happened. September 11th of 2001, one of the worst days in our Americans' history, a terrorist attack. And I was on duty that day. It was kind of that's a story in and of itself. I started out actually in Evansville, covering for our sister organization, and ended up back on the streets of Fort Wayne before it was all said and done. And soon after, my boss came to me and he said, hey Ben, you know that email that you sent me about that team that you had suggested? And I'm like, yeah. He's like, could you find that email and resend it to me? And I said, I'd be happy to. And the disaster response team was born. And it ushered in some of the best experiences of my career. From that, I got to do all kinds of cool things. Work with our city SWAT team, work with the bomb squad. Got to go to a lot of great training. Went to Haiti and just lived the mindset of preparedness and being ready. And you know, in my generation of responders, we grew up real fast on that day. And it defined our career. It defined my career from then on. Everything that I've done, I can say probably as a result of that day. of getting to do some amazing things in serving. So we had a patch, and that's what this picture is. And I am going to put it on this metal print. So this is a sheet of aluminum. There are different places that sell this. Chromalux is a real popular brand, and it's also really expensive. But it does a really good job. I made a couple practice pictures with that one. I believe this is also Chromalux. Yep, actually it has Chromalux on the back. In fact, it's upside down, so I'm going to do it this way because I see it says Chromalux on the back there. So I want to get this lined up. My picture is a little bit bigger than the metal. That should be okay. And the picture, what this is sublimation is what it's called. So I sent off the picture of my patch for the disaster response team, and got it printed on sublimation paper. It's special. It's not just a plain old inkjet. It's sublimation print, which is different. And I get it from a place online. It's called jiffy.com, and you can get DTF, you can get sublimation, you can get all kinds of stuff. They make t-shirts. Actually, this t-shirt I'm wearing, I actually made using this press. I got the graphic actually on Etsy and had it put on DTF paper, stands for direct to transfer, and made this t-shirt. So I'm using this heat tape here to tape the paper to the metal, which it looks like it's ready to go. And then I use this butcher block paper. We're going to put this down to protect the pad. And once I use this up, I bought this on Amazon, but once I use this up, I want to use just a roll of butcher block so I can have it be bigger than what this pad is. This heat press is a 15 by 15, so I'm limited in size to that 15 inches of what I can do. All right. So I'm going to put this on here. And then I've got this I don't remember what they call this. Like a I don't think it's Teflon. I don't remember what this is called. But this goes over the top. My settings are temperature of 390, and we're going to do this for 2 minutes. And we'll see how it turns out here. This is, so that metal's down, the pressure, and as you can see, it takes some force to get it to connect there. It's a magnet, and at the end of 2 minutes, it will automatically pop up and be finished. Now I've got some other pictures that I sent off for that I also want to press. These metal blanks I got from Amazon, and I think, yep, those are gonna work. And they're a lot cheaper than Chromalux, and again, but it's all a matter of quality. From what I'm hearing from the videos I watch, Chromalux is the best, and basically you get what you pay for. So, but since I'm learning and prone to making mistakes, I am okay with using the cheaper metal. Until I get better at this or get some paying customers. Paying customers are always nice. I'll take those any day. Alright, so that popped up, and as you can see, it pops up with aggression. And this is going to be really hot. Really hot. So I'm going to get the next one ready, and I'm going to let that cool while I'm doing it. Oh man, and I can tell, I mean, these are really flimsy compared to the Chromalux. I don't know if there's a protective piece here to pull off. That's what I'm trying to figure out. It was obvious on the Chromalux that there was. And this one, I can't, if there is, boy, it's tough. There we go. So there is a protective film on it. Every piece of metal I've gotten has had a protective film on it, so I figured there would be. All right. So let's do this Iron Man. My son is a huge Iron Man fan. I'm hoping that'll fit. And so I saw this picture of Iron Man. I wanted to make it for him. So we're gonna do Iron Man here and see how it works. And again, it's getting it lined up is the challenge. And I am not a good fine detail person, so when I line stuff up, a lot of times it lines up crooked. So. All right. This one's ready to go. And I'm going to use this shirt to try to pull this off. Like I said, it is hot. And we will get this second one going, and we'll pull the paper off for the other one. In, down for 2 minutes. All right, let's see what we got here. Oh, that looks great. Still a little warm, so there is, that's my patch from the disaster response team, and it looks really good. So I'm going to let that continue to cool. And we will go on with Iron Man here and see how that does. So this is the paper that you can see it's reversed so that it printed right way on the metal print, and this is just ready to just be thrown away after it's done. They make sublimation printers. The one I looked at, the one that the print shed guy uses, and they're not cheap. I think it was like $3 about, but I did see some on Facebook Marketplace that were used. So if this takes off and I sell a lot of these metal prints, then I can invest in a printer. So I can touch this now. And there is my print. I got a frame thing I'm going to put on the back, but that looks really good. I am totally excited about that. All right, now let's see how Iron Man turned out. Because if it did, I'll be excited to give it to my boy. As you may or may not be able to tell, I am really proud of my kids, and they are all doing really well, and so I'm happy to do something for them, to give them just a little gift. So just let this cool and pull this off. Whew. It's actually still hot, still needs to cool. So I'll let that cool. I actually got one more that I'm going to do. All right, so this one is just a nature scene. If it turns out good, this is one that I would look to sell on Etsy or sell at our local boutique store that we have. So we'll see how it turns out here. All right, so let's see how Iron Man turned out here. The great reveal. And it's no problem touching it now. It actually cools pretty fast. And there it is. Oh yeah. I don't like how I got my fingerprints on it, but that looks really cool, and he will definitely appreciate that and enjoy it. Very, very happy with how that turned out. You can tell such a difference in how flimsy this is versus the Chromalux. But man, those look really good. So we got one more. 6 seconds. And pop goes the weasel. This thing, man, every time, even when you know it's coming, that thing pops and I jump. My wife jumps. So like I said, this same press, we can do shirts. You can do these metal prints. I could do handbags if I wanted. All kinds of stuff. So it's been a really nice addition to my shop, and I'm really excited with the cool stuff that I've been able to make with it. All right, I'm going to turn that off because 390 degrees, in case you're not aware, it's pretty hot. So this one you will probably see in my Etsy store, and I will put a link to it. I probably can't sell the Iron Man because of copyright, even though it's not like the official Iron Man merch, but I don't want to get myself in trouble that way. But obviously I will make it for my son, who will enjoy it. And this, again, it's still just a little warm, but the head actually looks really cool. That was a picture we took up in Michigan. My wife's from Michigan, and it actually turned out pretty cool also. So there is that one. Just a pretty scenery that someone might want to hang on their wall. Like I said, if this would eventually take off for me, then I want to look at getting a bigger press, that I can do maybe like a 24 by 36, something like that. But for now, I cannot complain about how all three of those turned out. So thanks for watching, and check out some of my other videos on my channel, and I would really appreciate if you would like and subscribe so I could get this channel growing, and that would be really cool. That would be a lot of fun. So until next time, take care.